I can't believe it. They're leaving for their last day of school. Bye. We'll walk you there.
To start off the day, they opened these books from The Good and the Beautiful. They were doing a summer reading program, and they sent all of your students, if you sign them up, a book in their reading level, which is super fun. Aubrey loves to read at night, so she was really excited about getting a book for the summer to read. And then also Kane loves to look at books and is starting to learn to sound out things. Isaac is playing with a pegboard, and I'll explain more about that in a minute. Kane is finishing up his last page of handwriting for the year, and Aubrey was working on her All About Me page. We do one at the beginning of the year as well as at the end of the year, and it's really fun to see what changes. A lot did change this last year, so that was kind of cool to see her grow. This pegboard thing is super cool way to entertain a toddler while the older ones are doing school, especially if they allow you to clip them into their high chair and keep them immobile, or unmobile, I should say. So they can stack them super high up, or you can go across the bottom in a pattern sort of way with all the different colors and shapes. You can kind of see the box there in the front. And he just really loves putting them all together. And
Kane, you want to be faster than her, all right? So you guys ready? On your marks. Get set, go!
Oh no. I don't know what I'm doing in this piece. And this little piece right here is probably going to fall.
So in case you're wondering what they are doing here, they are doing a Lego challenge. So they were given the same number of pieces and the same shape pieces, and they had to hook it to the big flat Lego piece as fast as they could. They wanted to beat the other person, and the first person to complete their hooking all the Lego pieces together and be able to hold it upside down without Lego pieces falling off won. They did the Lego challenge twice. They had a lot of fun, as you can tell from the giggling in the first clip. And Aubrey won both times, much to Kane's disappointment, but it gave us a chance to have the you don't always win conversation. And as you can see, Isaac spent the entire time throwing Legos on the floor. So here I am trying to teach him to pick up after himself because he is a chaos creator and he needs to learn.
Congratulations for completing 4th grade. Kindergarten!
And Isaac finished his type of school.
Being a toddler for 1 year. Oh my gosh, are you excited? He's like, I don't care, whatever.
Want your paper?
All right, Ivory, why don't you go in the corner and we'll get your picture. How's the last day of school so far? Good. What about you? I just get a grunt.
Good.
Good. What about you? How are you liking the last day of school? Funny, because you don't even do any. Okay, I'm sorry I said it.
A-D-E-F-G-H-I-J-K and the N-O-P-Q-R-S-T-U-V W-X-Y-R-G. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me?
So it is now Friday, and my husband bought me a ring light to help with my video making and hopefully help me improve the quality of my videos. So we were just setting it up and darking around. As you can see, the light's changing a lot in this clip as I try to figure out which one works the best and how to use the stand properly. When I am done with that, we then start the tedious process that is the end of the school year, and that is sorting out all of our papers. Every month, we just throw every paper we're done with into a tub, and then usually at the end of every month, I go through it and sort it out by student. However, I had not done that in a few months as I knew the last day of school was coming soon, and I decided to save the last 2 months and just do it all together. So right now I am sorting it out by Kane and Aubrey, and then there is a third pile that is just notes and things that got thrown in there, and also the kids color me pictures throughout the month, and I just throw them in there so I can put them in my memory box at a later time, so I have to separate those out at this time. Now that I have completed that, I have to go through each individual file, or pile I should say, on each student's and see which papers I need to keep. Now in Wisconsin we have to keep some papers as proof of education, but we don't need to save every single paper. Now Aubrey's math goes by, she gets graded, I'm so sorry. Gosh, I'm so tired when I'm doing this narration. Her math goes by her tests. That is what she gets graded on, because her everyday lessons, if she gets a problem wrong, we sit down and talk about it, and we redo the problem until she understands it and gets it correctly done. Her tests, however, she do not. Her tests, however, she does not get to redo any of the pages on. So that is what her grade is based off of, is her weekly tests. And so I save those, and all of the other papers that she does throughout the week gets thrown in the trash. And then when I am done grading every single subject and everything, I add up their grades and write them in my planner under the grading page, and then they get a 3-ring punch and they go in a binder. I have one binder for Kane and one binder for Aubrey, and I put the fun pages in there and then just the pages that we need in general in that binder, and then I have a binder for each year that we've homeschooled, and I will continue to do that, and that is just for records. If it ever need those for anything, Wisconsin doesn't make you turn anything in at the end of the year or grades or anything, but they do want you to keep it in case they ever do decide to check up in on you. Then you have proof of what your child has done. When I am done doing Aubrey's, I have to go through and grade Kane's. Obviously, kindergarten grading isn't quite as important, but obviously it's nice to have him where he's at. We also grade by behavior for each semester and other things. So we grade how attentive they are, how respectful they speak during school when they have a problem, and oh my goodness, I am drawing a blank. Oh, and like how well they work independently. So they get a grade on that, being excellent, good, very good, needs work, whatever it is, on those for the first half of the year as well as the second half of the year. Then when that is done, when I am done with that, my planner comes with these rip-out report cards that you can fill out. So I fill out one for Kane and one for Aubrey for our house, and then the other two I fill out and we give to the kids as birth mom. And then this is a long process. So you're seeing everything in super fast speed, but in person I worked for about 2 hours, over 2 hours. I worked for more like almost 3 hours while my son napped, and then I picked everything up. And then I ended up having to work on filling out the report cards for another hour, a different day, just because it is very time consuming, you know, finding all the papers and copying all the information down, and obviously you want it to look nice, so you kind of take your time. So it was quite the process, but it is well worth it. I also started emptying off of their bookshelf and finding more papers and books that we are done with for the year and won't be using next year. Any books that are completely filled out, etc. Some of them I have to keep and put with their binders, and some of them can just go in the garbage. Some of them need to be put in a pile to use for next year, but I kind of just like to clear off the space so we can start fresh next year. And later in the year, I put the bookshelf back together with all of our new books for the year, which is super fun and exciting, but there's always this slightly less fun process of tearing everything apart. I'm sorry for the poorly edited and the poorly filmed video. I'm still very new to this and still very much learning how to do it. I need to work with the stand a little bit more and learn how to take better clips and make my videos more fun and interesting. But thank you if you have spent your time watching this video, and I hope that you at least find it interesting at all the process. I think a lot of people don't realize all of the extra stuff it takes in besides just doing a lesson with your kids. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, and I just find it really interesting to watch other homeschoolers and what they do to prepare or to end a school year, and hopefully you do too. If you enjoy this at all or like seeing videos on my channel, make sure to give it a thumbs up because that really does help my channel. And also don't forget to subscribe. It is now Sunday and the weather was finally nice enough for us to do our art project, and we finally had time. So here I am just trying to put paint inside of a dollar store squirt gun. I got the paint in there, but it would not come out. So we ended up having to change our course later in the video, and you'll see what the kids end up using. But they had a blast, which was...
Now you're good.
I got him to work. What? This is so cool. I wonder if it worked.
Mm-hmm.
I accidentally squirted it.
That's fine.
I want to squirt it.
As you can see in this clip, they are actually just squirting the paint straight from the bottles onto the canvas. The water guns kept getting clogged really easily, and then of course I didn't really think it through and we couldn't really change colors that well. So they just went to town.
Haynes, he went a little crazy with the paint. It's gonna literally take probably days to dry because there's so much paint on there. But we put it inside because it looks like it's gonna rain outside. So it's just in our little shed for now to dry out. I'll go check on how Aubrey's doing. But again, I would probably maybe just use the paint bottles again. There he is. Instead of getting the guns. They seemed like a really good idea, but the ones we got were so small that they never really worked. You finished?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you show them mine?
Yes, I did. Okay, don't touch it. Awesome. Awesome. So she wrote her name on there. Why don't we get me the white and I'll bring your B back in a little bit.
I tried to, but it was kind of a little hard.
You did fine. We're just gonna make it a little bit taller because it's a B and B's can be tall. And then we'll just bring it over. There you go. Now that looks more like your name. It looked like another U. Aubrey, good job. So I will carry it up with wipes to the front.